Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, beautiful people. It is Thursday. Oh, I just cannot believe it is July 18th, 2024. I am excited to be before you all this evening. I'm excited about this conversation that is about to be had with some incredible artists and individuals. So please like and share this broadcast. Please like and share the broadcast. So, as many of you all know, this Life with Shenita talk show has been up and running for a little more than 4 years. And we are gearing up for an exciting event, another elegant evening of jazz at Spivey Hall on Clayton State University campus, September the 29th at 5 p.m. And I am so excited that I have an amazing lineup. And this evening, we have none other than Trey Daniels joining us for this conversation. And along with him, I have my amazing event manager, Andrea Franchette, joining us this evening as well. And so, with that being said, I would like to bring in Miss Franchette first. Good evening, Andrea.
Good evening. Good evening.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Wonderful. You look fabulous in that pink.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
So,
So
so it's
pink is
so,
my favorite color.
yeah. Well, I know that. Look, we're going to learn all about that tonight, right?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes. So thank you so much for just being the wonderful person that you are in terms of, utilizing your skills and talents and gifts last year and again this year. Was a pleasure to work with you then, and I look forward to working with you again this year for this elegant evening of jazz. And so thank you for bringing your touch.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
Who I am? Well, I am Andrea. Andrea Franchette is my name. Andrea Franchette Whitehurst, but I go by Andrea Franchette. I am a native of Cincinnati, Ohio, born and raised.
Okay.
I moved to Atlanta to attend Morris Brown College. So I attended Morris Brown College and graduated from Morris Brown College.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a proud
That's
item.
important.
So
Not only did you attend, but you graduated.
I graduated. That's right. That's right. And I currently live in McDonough, Georgia. I've been living in McDonough for about 20 years, 20 plus years now. I am an employee and educator with the Henry County School District. I've been in education for 20 plus years. So I'm coming up on that finish line.
Wow.
I'm
Look,
excited about that.
you see the light at the end of the tunnel, like I can retire soon.
Yes, yes, I see the light. I see the
Yes.
light. So there I am a middle school teacher. I work with middle school exceptional ed students. So I teach exceptional ed, special ed, exceptional ed students, eighth grade. I'll be working with eighth grade students. I pretty much work
Awesome.
with all the students, yes, because I also am a coach as well. So I have the opportunity to put my hands on all the students at some point. Yes, and working with our girls group, Girls with Pearls. That is an organization that we created for our young girls at the middle school to kind of help them, become young ladies in society and helping them develop certain skills that they would need to be able to cope in society.
Yeah, and they certainly need that. So I'm sure that's a blessing.
Yes, yes. So it's definitely a blessing, and it's fun. They're a good group of girls. So yeah, we have a good time, and we do have people come in and speak and share ideas and do some motivational things. So I may be calling on you for that.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great. I would love it. I would love
Yes,
it. I would love
yes,
it. I'm all about the future leaders.
yes.
So I would love to.
Okay,
So
thank you.
yes. So Are you excited? We're doing this times two now.
I am excited. I had such an amazing time on last year. It was an amazing event. You did an outstanding job with your creativity and choosing the artist that you chose for the show. It was a great um, group of artists, and I'm excited. I'm excited
Yes.
about what's to come. Yes,
Yes, and in the future, not just
yes.
this year, but future years,
Moving forward. Yes, yes,
and how we can just make it so much better, and people walk away with a wow factor. And I think
yes.
they did last year.
I think
From
they did. It was
from the red carpet in the entrance to the teens in the
yes,
lobby playing, if they were
yes,
VIP, ticket holders, the
yes.
VIP reception was amazing, and just the the whole experience was just beautiful.
The whole experience.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. And if you did not attend last year, please, please make sure you put that on your calendar for this year, September 29th.
Yep.
It
At
is,
5
yes,
p.m.
by the all at 5 for 5 p.m. So
Yep.
please be sure to get your tickets.
Yes, tickets are available on the website, on Spivey Hall's website. So
Okay.
they can grab them anytime, and they're selling now, and so we're excited. So
Yes.
tonight we have the pleasure of having the talented Trey Daniels, um, on the show, and he's going to talk about his journey as a saxophonist. And I'm just excited because, I saw Trey perform probably in 2016, I believe, because my book signing was in March of 2017. And so I saw him before, and I was like, oh man, it would be great to have someone to perform at the book signing. And I reached out, and it was a yes, and it was a great partnership, and he was great to work with. And so I'm looking forward to having him this year. So we're going to just bring him in, and let's introduce him and have a conversation. How about that?
That sounds fantastic.
Okay.
Great evening.
Welcome.
Great evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great evening to you too. That energy, you see that energy, that smile. Let me tell you, that is what was a game changer for me when I first met you, Trey. I'm just gonna tell you, your warmth, your genuineness, your humbleness, it was a game changer. So stay true to who you are.
I don't have a choice.
Yes, yes. So thank you and welcome to Life with Shenita's talk show, and to the Elegant Evening of Jazz family of artists.
I feel at home, so thank you so much
Yes.
for that introduction and welcome.
Yes. And so let's allow you to share who you are.
That's a loaded question, but I'll try.
Yes.
I am originally from Tampa, Florida. I did my undergrad at Florida State University, and I graduated from Florida State University. I attended
That's
it.
important. Look, that's important. You didn't just start, but you started and
I was
ended
back
it
there
well.
laughing.
Yes.
So I graduated in 2011. In 2012, I decided to move to Atlanta to pursue music full time, and it was the best decision I could have made. So I met a lot of wonderful, talented musicians and friends along the way. Um, been on a couple tours, have some albums out, but I guess the who I am is somebody who loves to connect people through music, and I love to tell my story through my music. So in essence, that's a tad bit of who I am. I'm a husband, I'm a brother, I'm a grandson, but I'm someone who loves to connect people through music. For that.
Yes. 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 And when I tell you your music is like life changing, like when I first heard you, and I cannot remember the venue, as I said earlier, but it was somewhere in Atlanta, and you were performing, and I was like, I was a fan.
And that's interesting. I always learn if it's 5 people or 5,000 people in front of you, play like it's my last time
Yes.
because you never know who's listening to you. So that random night, I'm glad you were there. And
Yes.
the full
And
moment. So,
and the rest is history.
absolutely.
Yes. And you've had a very successful journey, not only coming to Atlanta to perform. I've seen you do an amazing performances like Anita Baker. Tell us about that journey.
Life changing to say the least. And I'll never forget. The band was hanging downstairs and she came and she was like, and we were kind of surprised to see her because she didn't do that a lot. And she was like, y'all keep carrying on. I'm just a musician. And I was like, what? So, her music we used to listen to her music on Saturday mornings, cleaning up the house. And for me to be with her for 2 years, travel around the world and just pick up a lot of lessons in the music industry and things she wanted to change. And I now implement that with my own crew. So it was a blessing. It was an honor to get the call. And it was life changing to say the least.
Yeah, that is incredible. And then I've seen you perform at some of the like games, professional games.
Yeah. So I think as a kid, and Andrea, you can probably talk to this. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to be in the NBA or the NFL or something, as a kid. And God said no on that. But ironically, he gave me an instrument so I can be on those same fields and courts and arenas. So God's got a funny way like that. And didn't make an NBA team, but I've been able to perform for the Warriors, the Magic, the Nets, the Knicks, you name it, NFL, NBA, PGA.
Wow.
So it's been a complete blessing to fulfill that love for sports and music that I love to engage with.
Yeah, just the marriage of the two, huh?
It's crazy. I think the biggest feeling or the best feeling that I have is when I get done with the national anthem. It doesn't matter what that person looks like, where they're from. They can say, I heard the words when you played them.
Yes.
And that's what we have to do as jazz musicians, especially instrumentalists, because we don't have the words, but you can connect with people in a way that they can hear what you're saying. It's the next level. So
yes. I'm so excited to have you. And Andrea, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm listening and taking it all in so I can know who our artist is.
Yes. So, okay, and I'm going to share a little bit of your performance with the audience in a little bit. But I just want to go back to how did it all start? So, you're from Tampa. How did you become a lover of the saxophone?
Well, music, all types of music were kind of in my house growing up. My dad listened to everybody from Mississippi Mass Choir, Mighty Clouds of Joy, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Luther Vandross.
Sound like me.
Charlie Park. Everything.
Sound like my house.
So, that was my first introduction to different types of music. But when I got to middle school, we have the wheel. It's an elective that you have to pick. And so I was in the band class. And for some reason, band directors always want tuba players. So I was like, yeah, I'll play the tuba. So I brought the tuba on the bus, which was a whole joking session. And I was practicing. My dad was like, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but let me help you out. Tried the saxophone. Little did I know that was his favorite instrument. Grover Washington Jr. was one of his favorite artists. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I got back to school the next day, traded in the tuba for a saxophone. Rest is history.
Wow.
I sounded terribly at the beginning, squeaking all over the place.
Right.
But very, very quickly, I fell in love with the instrument. Like I said, just because it's right under the voice, in my opinion. Like you have a vocalist and you got a saxophonist. Yes. And I fell in love with the instrument.
Wow. And that was in middle school, you said?
Middle school. I started in the 6th grade.
6th grade.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. And as I was out on the internet looking at music from you, I saw you as a young boy playing, and I thought that in the church. And I thought, wow, look at that.
That had to be in about the 6th grade too.
I was like, look at him, cute little boy.
Dr. Conley, let me tell you. So, especially around like Easter, we get Easter speeches.
Yes.
Kids. So I got promoted to play an Easter, like a hymn book. I had to put it on a stand to read the music. And so my granddad, who was the pastor in my home church, he was like, I want you to play something every Sunday. I said, what? He said, every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
So the progression was, okay, now I learned hymns, and I learned how to put my own inflection on hymns to make that connection what we talked about. And so after a while, the music stand went away, and I was just playing from here.
From the heart.
And I think that created that ground that I'm so comfortable doing different types of music in front of anyone now, because it started at church for me. It started with people who I loved, and I could see my grandma on the front row still. I could see my dad on the deacon board, my mom deaconess board. But that gave me the confidence, that gave me the repetition and the practice to play in front of anybody. So
yes. And that just brought back memories for me, because growing up as a child, your parents always say, get in front of the church and do this or do that. And we never know at that age and stage in our life that is going to be a part of who we become and the foundation of who we are. And so I didn't like when my dad would say, get up and speak and be the secretary of Sunday school, or get up and do this and lead a song in the choir. And now I think it all prepared me for who I am and what I am doing today. And so I'm so grateful. If I had the opportunity to stand before my parents, they're both deceased, I would say, thank you. Thank you for guiding me when I didn't even know that it was benefiting me along, in the future.
And then it's the people that will never say thank you to you also, that you never know of. Like, your ministry helped them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if they say thank you or not, like, you're touching still now so many people. And,
yes. I'm just so grateful, that we all get to be an instrument on this journey and to bless people in so many different ways. And so I think the night that we're preparing for, September 29th, is going to be an evening that's going to feed the souls, and people will get an opportunity to dress up and look absolutely amazing. And those VIP ticket holders will get a chance to experience a wonderful reception prior to the show. And just the whole experience, I want them to be able to walk away and say, wow, now that was a jazz concert.
An elevated experience.
Yes, just like when my book signing and you performed there, people walked away and said, now that was a book signing. They weren't expecting to see you there and perform in the way that you performed. And I wish I could find the video from that. It was such an amazing piece that you did. I think you might have did 2 songs, but it was just amazing. It just took it to a whole nother level. So I'm grateful that you're here. I just definitely want to play and share just a piece, but tell us, while I'm gearing up to share a piece from you, your first album, when it was released, how many albums have you released, where they can, find your albums, the latest one. Just kind of tell us a little bit about where you are.
So my first album, my single, was released in 2017 called 86th Street. And that actually was a street I was born in Tampa, Florida, right on 86th Street. So shout out to all my Floridians.
Yes, I'm a Floridian too, but not from Tampa, from the Gulf Coast.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. So my single came out in 2017, which hit the Billboard charts, which was amazing. It peaked at like 24. So that was my first ever project. So shout out to WCOK and a lot of the jazz stations in Atlanta and around. They really helped to promote and push that. But my full album, Evolve, came out in 2018. That was
I have that CD.
Oh yeah,
I have it.
That's my, I like to call it kind of my initial statement And pun intended, I've evolved so much since that. But I'm grateful for songs like Beyond the Border, songs like Inner Light that's on there, just to express outwardly how I feel inwardly about musicianship and connectivity. Some of the things we talked about.
Mhm.
So that was my first album. My second album was called Her, an ode to her, and that was in 2022. So I'm actually working on my third album right now, and I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be one of those game changers, and I'm just excited. Excited about where music is. I'm excited about um, the limitlessness of jazz, especially when it's paired. I like to pair it with R&B. I like to pair it with hip hop. I like to pair it with
Mhm.
gospel, and
Mhm.
jazz just has to be ever flowing. So yeah, I'm excited as the trajectory of music where it's going.
Yes, I'm so excited about the concert and um, what you're going to bring to it and the flavor
Yes,
that all three of the artists
yes,
will bring.
Sure.
There's always a finale at the end where I ask all of the artists to come back out and perform at the end together. It's just absolutely amazing. And so I cannot wait for this experience. So, Andrea, you want to share anything about, our conversation here?
well, I'm just listening, and it's taking me back to childhood. So to piggyback off of the childhood experiences with music, because I'm musical as well. I come from a musical background, not a musical family. I think I am the one in the family that does all the singing. Besides my sister, she's a writer. But I've had the opportunity to sing behind some great um, singers in the industry. But as a child, that push, being afraid, but just giving that push,
Mhm.
starting in church and not knowing what I could do. And I owe it all to someone, Kenny Smith from my hometown. He pushed us out there as young kids, and we just didn't know we were singing 6 part, 8 part harmonies in elementary school, and it was just phenomenal. But I am grateful for that because now I'm out there, I'm singing, I'm in productions, and we're doing all these things. And like I said, able to have been able to sing behind some great leaders and artists in the music industry. So I can relate to what you're saying about just not knowing, but grateful for getting that opportunity.
If I can speak on that, you mentioned
Hmm.
fear. Um,
Hmm.
my wife and I literally did a devotion this morning about fear. And it was saying there's two types of fear. Number one, the first fear that comes with anxiousness or unpreparedness.
Mm,
And that fear has nothing to do with the soul. Like it can't touch the soul. The only power it has is the power you give it. But when you fear God, that's a deep reverence, that's a deep respect. And it's funny, children can sometimes show us the fear that we aren't supposed to have when we operate in our gifts. Like
Yes,
mm,
yes.
no fear.
mm.
No fear. Right,
Fearless.
right,
I don't know
Yes.
how it's gonna work out, but let me
right.
still,
Yes.
man. That's what I noticed from Dr. Connolly from day one. No
Mhm.
fear that she shows, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this event. I'm grateful to collaborate with these other two amazing musicians on the stage with me. But let's operate in no fear. Like God gave us our gifts for a reason, and it's up to us to give it right back to His people. So no fear.
That's right.
Yes, I love that.
That's
Fearless.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Fearless. And you know what resonated with me right there when you spoke is that you and your wife had devotion. Me and my husband would have devotion and prayer all the time. And that just blessed my soul to hear you say, me and my wife had devotion.
Dr. Conley, let me talk about the right woman that'll change the right man to be who he needs to be.
Let me tell you.
Let me shout out my wife for a second if I can.
Yes, please do.
But it's crazy. Like even the way I approach music is different because of her. She's an asset, not a liability.
Oh,
Listen, man that finds a
oh,
wife finds
oh, a good
a
thing.
good thing. So I'm
I
so
love
grateful
it.
for
I
that.
love it.
She's in the music business with me.
Okay.
So we're building something, and that's so much more
Oh,
fulfilling than what I was doing as a single man. I was still traveling the world, but it's different now. It is different when that love your life is right there. So I'm grateful for her because that allows me to be a better version of me that I thought didn't exist. And yeah, she's amazing.
I remember
amazing.
I remember when you told me at Melanie's house when you were performing for her anniversary and you said you were going to be proposing. And I kind of watched some of that and just thinking about the journey, you know, because when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And so I'm sure every morning you wake up and say, hello, my good thing.
That's it.
My husband was like that. And you know, I said to someone the other day, I said, I'm a great catch, waiting for a great catch, right?
Hey, hello.
I don't want to be with somebody that's not a great catch. And you
That's
got
right.
That's a whole nother podcast episode right there.
right. So, a great catch, looking for a great catch. So, so kudos to you guys. I'm gonna always celebrate marriage because marriage is so important in the scheme of things. And God honors the covenant. And I just celebrate you and your beautiful wife.
Thank you.
Today and always, and definitely as a partner. My husband used to say that you make me better. And it didn't bother me that he was getting the acknowledgement for his cooking business. And I was on the side making sure that the sides were prepared correctly or the orders were correctly. That didn't bother me because if he won, I won.
That's right.
Team won.
So team Connolly. We were a great team. So win, baby. Go ahead and win. Yeah. So I love so I love that. So I'm gonna play a little bit of your song. I want to share a little bit of you performing. I'm trying to find one that that would be just perfect. I see leave the door open, but I don't know if I want to do that one. Can you stand the rain at St. James Live? I just want to do a couple of like a minute. What you think?
Can you stand the rain was a good one.
Can you stand the rain? Okay. So I'm going to share that.
Carrie Taylor on bass. Young TD.
Was that not amazing?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes. So
That
that's
was
just
amazing.
a snippet of what they will enjoy on September 29th at 5 p.m. So if you don't know who Trey is, please check him out. His website is listed there. Trey, you want to share your information outwardly? I know they see us strolling.
Sure thing. So for any and all things, please visit www.treydanielsmusic.com. That's the same handle for Instagram, for Facebook. We would love to have you all at the show. Get your tickets, get your VIP tickets. I know we have a few left, but we're going to have a great time. So look forward to seeing you all there. And yeah, it's going to be a party.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss it.
I'm so excited. So with that being said, I have two more amazing men that I want to join the conversation with us. Andrew Snorton, which is your alpha brother.
Okay.
Andrew has been a movement with me over the years. He was a part of my book signing as well in 2017. And so we have walked this journey together. So I'm so grateful to have people constant in my life, good people.
That part.
Yes.
That
And
part.
Pete Lucas, I remember going out to, had to be Conyers or somewhere out in Conyers at this, maybe Kim Waters Club. I can't remember the name of it, but somewhere where I first heard him perform years ago. And so I have been following him for years as well, and just grateful to connect with, quality people. So I want to invite them in, Andrew and Dee. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm hanging. Trying to hang in here, man. Trying to keep up with Trey.
No, I'm trying to keep up with you, man. Don't slow down.
Hey,
So we have a alto sax and a soprano sax. Is that what we got?
Yeah, it's the soprano sax.
Yes.
I call it the stick.
Yes. You work that stick very well on that stage too. Let me just tell you.
I try. You
Yeah.
know, Shenita, I did not know that Trey and I were fraternity brothers.
Me neither.
And Andrew.
And
All
Andrew.
three of you guys are
That's
alpha.
right.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Good brother.
It's a beautiful
Good
thing.
brothers. I said I wanted to marry it. The next husband, if I marry, he needs to be an alpha man. I said
Smart
that.
lady.
hey, good choice. Good choice.
So, Andrew, say hello to the beautiful people.
Hey, first off, good evening, everybody. Thank you for your patience. Like all of us, we have our moving parts. I actually just finished pre-recording for the podcast project I'm doing with Deidre Walker of Emery Rose Photography called Lens Depends. So really excited about doing that collaborative piece. But just like everybody on here doing such tremendous work, in the creative and performing arts. Trey, I've been fortunate to know for a minute. He's actually performed for us previously for the Alpha Derby weekend. And if you haven't caught him, ladies and gentlemen, please do. Last year, got a chance to see up close and personal D. Lucas. We actually did an article and interview earlier this year. He's doing tremendous work, has a tremendous story and testimony. So for people who are on, if this is your first time hearing about Trey, hearing about D, hearing about this event, don't let it be your last. And just as quick as you are to like, share, some foolishness, please be swifter with it when it comes to matters of substance, to have these presences in the performing arts, and Shenita using the vehicle of jazz and the performing arts to bring people together, to have great cultural events. And not only that, with last year's inaugural piece, being able to support some creative young people on the high school level and understanding how important music really is. It's not just to tap your foot to it. Most of us in here can talk about through the lens of being able to decompress the synergy with mathematics, creative thinking, and what have you. Music, when done properly, and these two gentlemen are very good examples of it, you can really do some powerful and positive things. So definitely make sure to circle this date, circle this event, like, share, post, repost, type it 2 times, tell it to people 2, 3, 4 times over. It's a well done event. Great to be a part of it last year and doing my part to see it build and to see it grow. So thank you again to D, to Trey, to everybody who previously and down the road in September and down the road in future years, really being a part of this really well done event.
Yes. And I failed to mention that last year we made a donation of $1,000 to the Martha E. Stillwell Jazz Band. And this year we will have Mount Zion High School Jazz Band perform in the lobby. So I'm excited to be able to support these young people that are using their gifts and talents that may take them as far as it's taking you men, on this journey called life. So I'm excited. And thank you, Andrew, for being so significant in this whole process with us. One of my friends just said, hopefully some of your Alpha brothers will be at the event. So
Yeah.
Oh, they will, no doubt. No doubt. And I think the biggest thing to answer that question, not only should alphas come, but people who love jazz. Let's just start right there.
Yes.
Don't say that you love jazz and you're nowhere to be found, at this event, unless there's extenuating circumstances. Don't say that you're a proponent for live music and you're getting 2 months advance notice, and don't say that you talk about, youth and advocacy, and here's a way for you to come out, support, or even if you can't get a ticket per se, do a general donation, because I saw firsthand last year where that went. And the energy that was in the room with the young adults, the energy that was in the room with the parents of those kids, the energy that was in the room with the faculty and staff. And this is a byproduct of you just showing up and showing out, or liking, sharing, and figuring out, hey, if I can't be here physically, what can I do to still provide support for a great event? So I appreciate whoever sent that little subtle shout and that little subtle nudge. But hey, all I know is this chapter start meeting in September, so it'll be on their agendas. We'll just leave it there. It'll be on the agenda.
I love it. And D,
Hey.
would you please share your experience from last year? Share with the people what that was like for you.
Well, first of all, it was an amazing experience all around, not just the music, but the camaraderie of the people in attendance. I think it's always great to perform for a great cause such as yours, Shanita. But I just think performing with great talent like Brooke Alford and Kim Scott, it was great. It was a lot of fun, and the energy was just off the charts. So I hope people do not get a chance to miss this coming up on September 29th.
Yes, it was absolutely amazing. You guys did your thing, got the people out the seat at the end
Mm-hmm.
and up dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I love the synergy, the energy between the artists and how you guys brought all that together. And of course, we have the amazing Al Smith as our musical director.
Right.
He did an amazing job, and I just appreciate him and his talented musicians to accompany the artists. And it was just as I envisioned it. And I'm grateful for all the moving parts. And ultimately, people walking away and saying, that was a wonderful experience.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I'm excited. Andrea, what was one thing that you walked away with other than saying it was just a great experience? I know you're back again this year, so that speaks volumes.
Yes, yes. Just the creativity of the artists, the same genre, but in their own creative ways. That's what I took away from it. That's what I enjoyed the most about it. Just listening
Definitely.
because I love jazz. I
Hmm.
love jazz, and I was there
Yes, yes,
working. But yes, I that's what I took away. Just loving the creativity of all of the artists.
yes. And it
Mhm.
wasn't boring, right? Most
No,
people,
it
when
was
they
not.
hear the word jazz,
Oh,
they
no,
have this preconceived
Oh
notion
Lord, no.
that is boring. I'm thinking, where have you been? Maybe in the
Yes,
wrong environments because it's so not boring.
it's not boring. It's not
Not at
boring. And
all.
then they're playing music that we're familiar with,
Right.
just in a yes. So it's just
Right.
in a
And
jazz
that's the reason.
form.
That's the reason why we call it contemporary jazz, because it's
Yes,
fused into a lot of different styles of music and a lot of
yes,
experiences. You
exactly.
know.
Yes.
for sure.
And indeed, you have a CD that's releasing soon, right?
Yeah, actually, I do. That's coming out in September. Actually, this is a really good landmark year for me. I'm celebrating 20 years as a recording artist.
Awesome.
Congrats, bro. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So it's coming out. It's called 20. It's coming out in September, and I really look forward to it. But it's just a testament of a journey as an artist, from where I started and where I'm heading. And
Yes.
I hope people gravitate to the music of what I'm trying to say.
I really want you guys to share a testimony as to, because I'm sure when you graduated from college, I don't know what your majors were, if it was music or if it was something different. And if you started out say you went to school for an accountant and then you started out working as an accountant, but you still had this love for jazz and you had to walk away from this career and say, you know what, I'm going all in fearlessly, as we talked about, Trey. What was that like for each of you, Trey, first?
Sure. So I graduated actually with an English degree. I thought I
Really?
would teach for a second, and ultimately music was my end goal. So I did Teach for America, the preliminary version of it. Went to New Orleans, and then I had to make a decision. So right after that, I was like, let me go to Atlanta and pursue music full time. But I actually graduated with an English degree.
Wow.
But I
And
love helping kids in schools, and that's just a passion of mine too. So
that's awesome. And so you moved to Atlanta with the pursuit of music.
correct. I was working at Office Depot in Atlanta, North Druid Hills, um, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday, hitting every single open mic spot I could hit. Back when 290 was here, back when
Yeah.
Apache was here. I mean, no sleep, get my name out. And
Right.
I remember Cat at Cat's Cafe told me there's no substitute for hard work. So I was on it. And with that type of vigor, that's what's required at the next level, especially in music, because it's a tough industry, but
Mhm.
hard work always pays off.
Yes. And D, what was that like for you?
Well, for me, see, I didn't start as a kid, learning music. I started late in life. I've always wanted to play. Can you hear me? Because I think someone tried to call in. I think I got
Yes,
muted or
we can
something.
hear
Can
you.
you? Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So always wanted to play as a kid, but coming from a small town, my parents gave me two choices. Either sports or music. And going to a small town, I took the athletic route. But it wasn't until I moved to Atlanta, and it's when I really wanted to pursue music. I didn't pick up the saxophone actually until I was 28. And I kind of went through the self-teaching route, and then I got mentored through some great talent in Atlanta. But I was still parallel, learning music as a trade and also working a 9 to 5 in corporate America. But it wasn't until maybe 5 years in of training, I put myself on a fast track. But it wasn't maybe like 5 years in that I decided, okay, I want to go ahead and perform with some bands in town and get my feet wet, get used to some things. And then I played with the band a couple of years, and then I decided to embark on a solo career, and that was in '04. And I was still working a 9 to 5, but what it gave me was an opportunity to kind of invest in myself, because I would take funds from my job, basically that I earned on my job, and just invest in the business part. And I would say maybe 10 years later, what, in 2014, that's when I decided, I want to turn the page and I want to become an entrepreneur. And I wanted to, my whole thing was I always wanted to own. I always wanted to own something. So if I'm going to do the music, I wanted to own my music. I want to have control of something that I can create a legacy down the road. And it hasn't been easy, but it's definitely rewarding. So I've been very excited about what I've done in the past, and also excited about what I'm doing. But it's uh it's a unique experience. But my whole thing is, and I tell people, it's never too late to really pursue what you want to go for in life. Because I'm a prime example of it. Starting at the age of 28, um, and I was married, kids, and it's a challenge because you have life challenges ahead of you besides music. So you really can't focus on one stream or one area of your life. It's everything, but it's worth it. And I look back on it and I say I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow, 28 years old.
Hmm.
I remember you sharing that. That's amazing.
I
And look
love
at
that
you now.
story. I love
Well,
that
and
story.
and not to
Yes.
take up too much time, but I think a lot of it contributes to the fact that I've had great people around me that really showed me the ropes to the music, actually supported me. When you want to be successful, you want to have people around you that's shoulders and above, and
Mm-hmm.
that allows you to step your game up. So I've really been very fortunate to have some great people in company to allow me to do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Trey, you were gonna piggyback off of his story.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially like younger musicians need to hear that it's okay to work a 9 to 5 and be in corporate and do
Absolutely.
music. Like there's a stigma that if you're not a full-time musician, you're not a musician. That is so far from the truth. So thank you for saying and sharing your story. And a lot of people need to hear that because I've seen your work, man. You're great, and I think that once again, like it's as long as you pay respect and homage to the art form. If you do it full time or part time, it all it's genuine at the end of the day. So
Exactly.
thank you for sharing that.
And the other piece too is just because you played the same instrument as me doesn't mean that we're in competition, because our style is different, right?
Absolutely.
And one of
Absolutely.
the things that I never, ever, ever envy, like that's just not a part of my DNA. And I think that God creates all of us uniquely individuals. And so there's never a threat. Like nobody threatens me. I know they probably think, no, boo, you got your stuff and God has gifted me with my stuff. And there's no competition. If I can help you in any way, I'm gonna do just that.
No
I think it
competition.
also enhances you when you support one another.
Right.
Yep, more resources.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You
Every
know, and
I
that's what I
remember,
want to speak to people. Go ahead, Trey.
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I never forget. It was Night of the Sax. I was in like high school, maybe 10th or 11th grade, 10th or 11th grade, maybe 10th. But that same night, I saw Kirk Whalum, Boney James, Dave Cos, who's the fourth, and Gerald Albright, all in one night.
Wow, that had to be amazing.
No
I mean,
competition, just good music.
good music and good synergy. They could all get together and vibe.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Night of
So
the
I just want to continue to provide some quality entertainment in a genre that I love and adore, and give people an opportunity to dress up elegantly, look nice and feel like what they paid a ticket for was definitely worth it or more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my whole goal. And to pay homage to my deceased husband, because that was our love and that was our annual trips, was the Seabreeze Jazz Festival and our music in the home. And so this is almost like keeping the legacy alive. And I absolutely adore the opportunity to work with each and every one of you all. But before we close out, I want you all to each share a parting word or piece of advice or anything that you like, whether it's the show or whatever. And we always start with the ladies first. So Miss Andrea Pranchette.
I would just say be true to yourself and just do what you're passionate about. That's what I would
Absolutely.
say. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Be true to thine own self.
Yes.
Love it. Trey?
operate with no fear. No fear.
Mm,
Especially
mm.
when God is your fallback. Like you good. Just go out and step out on faith. No fear. And God
Mm.
will catch you every single time.
Oh, I love that because I'm at that space right now in place. Thank you for that confirmation.
Absolutely.
Trey, I'm sorry, D?
I just want to keep it simple. Keep God first.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the head of your life. Can't go wrong there.
Yep.
Yes. Andrew, last but certainly not least, I know that you have something to say about the concert, about what you're doing. You have a great thoughts. So go for it.
I'll just keep it simple the way that I try to close out my weekly chat. Whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious and keep it moving.
Yes, yes. And that's what you do, Andrew. You inspire me. Let me just tell you, when I look at your page and I see your post, know that you are inspiring people. And so I appreciate your drive. God has given all of us multiple talents, some more than others, but I appreciate how you move through life with all of those pieces to the puzzle in your life. So I don't know if it's an alpha man thing. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It depends on the day.
I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I appreciate the authenticity that you bring to the table. Um, each and every one of you all. So, cheers to you all in your
Yes.
continued success on this journey called life. I thank you for being a part of this broadcast, Life with Shenita, which was created to, encourage people to live a vibrant life beyond the obstacles and the challenges that they face, because we face many challenges on this journey called life. And we cannot give up when things knock us down, i.e., the death of my husband, i.e., my son being incarcerated, i.e., not having both parents. So, we have to just continue to choose to live a vibrant life and to be optimistic about life on this
Yes.
journey. And so I'm grateful that I can let my little light shine and other people's lights shine into my life to help me keep going as well. Because sometimes I get down and I find myself needing to be encouraged and lifted on a daily basis too. So I'm grateful to have those people in my life. And before we close out, I just want to encourage people, as I always do, to take the time to make sure that your affairs are in order. I'm going to always say that. And every time I have an opportunity, I want you to make sure that you go to the bank and make sure there's a beneficiary on those bank accounts. Make sure that you list all of your financial resources so that people know where they are if something happens to you, so they're not lost. Too many times there are things that no one knows about. And so if something happens to someone, it's just lost out there, right? So I want to challenge everyone to take the time to handle your personal affairs on this journey called life, particularly for those that you say you love. Love is a
Thank you.
word.
It's good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna challenge you to do that. So thank you all so much for your time today. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you all. And Dee, I'm excited to have you on the broadcast today, and more importantly, I'm excited to just have you as a friend, to call you a friend. And I look forward to seeing you at the release of your CD coming up.
Absolutely. And anytime, I'm really proud of what you're doing. So anytime you need something, I got you.
Yes, and you've been so important to me on this process. I remember when I came to you last year and you gave me some sound advice on, what I was doing, and I really appreciate that. Because a lot of times people won't share sound advice, particularly, I'm starting out new. This is new. I have a vision, but I don't know everything, and so I'm going to someone that can lend some professional advice, and you have done just that. And I truly, truly appreciate you. And Andrew, you too. You have been more than a friend to me over the years. And so I thank you. And Andrea, you just came into the fold last year, but it feels like I've been knowing you forever.
It does.
Yes, and so I'm so grateful, and I think it's important to give people their flowers while they can hear them and they know them. And Trey, I'm just grateful to continue to know you as well. And this is the second time in my personal affairs that you'll be a part of something that I'm doing. But I'm so grateful that I've been able to refer you to other people, in the past, and continue to do what you do, because you're making a difference in the lives of others as well. And thank you for being a great husband.
I do my best.
Yes. And say hello to your good thing.
I certainly will.
So you guys have an amazing evening.
You too.
And to the audience, have an amazing evening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this in a replay, please go to the website, www.spiveyhall.org, and purchase your ticket. Put September 29th on your calendar and do not miss it. Get your outfit ready, because Trey Daniels is going to blow it up, along with Gino Rosaria and Lori Williams, and who knows who else might be there. So you guys have an amazing evening. Remember, I love you, but God loves you most, and he loves you best. Peace, love, joy today and always. And you guys hold tight.
Take care.
Hold tight, B. Good night.